needs to be a lot more focus on neighborhoods and communities. The city has become much too centralized, and there's actually, mostly by inadvertence, a whole lot of anti-neighborhood, anti-community things coming out of City Hall. There needs to be a lot more that encourages community development and strengthens neighborhoods. I think that a strong, vibrant city is a collection of strong, vibrant neighborhoods, and you build a great city from the neighborhoods up rather than trying to impose standards from the top down.
My idea isn't a practical idea in itself. It's more a comment on ideas themselves. And I think that, especially from a policy perspective, great ideas are important and they're crucial. But without implementation strategies that are equally as innovative, to me the ideas are nothing and they lose their value completely. So I hope tonight that I want to challenge everyone to have practical ways that they might be able to introduce their ideas into the municipal landscape.
I'd like to see us discuss making Toronto a vibrant destination for foreign capital.
And how are we going to do that?
Maybe we can make it a little more attractive for people outside of the country to bring their money here.
Well, my basic message would be that I love Toronto. I think Toronto is a city that has a lot of potential. I only wish Toronto had the ambition of its potential. And it should start with transit. I'd love to see a direct link between downtown Toronto and Pearson Airport. I'd like to see a real Union Station functioning between buses and trains and subways in a way that is really 21st century rather than 19th century. I think Toronto has a lot of potential. Let's be less frugal and dream of a greater international city.
The city's online presence, I guess, in terms of the city website, I'd like to see them do something more along the lines of what we're seeing in the US, right from Barack Obama down to Washington, D.C. municipally was doing some great stuff online. Emphasis on sharing, emphasis on engagement with people, with citizens. You can go to the site, you can do something, get something. Like, for instance, Barack Obama posts his blood pressure on the White House site. That would be great to see the health of our mayor or next mayor when and if that's necessary.
My number one idea is for Toronto to set the bar really high on inclusion, and it can start by enabling landed immigrants to vote in local elections before they are citizens.
My idea, I think, first of all, our leadership, i.e. the mayor, has to have an ambition, a vision for Toronto that he explains and shares with the rest of the citizens and encourages them to become supportive and active in implementing that vision. That's what's been missing, I think, over the last 25 years.
The two ideas I brought that seemed to get a little bit of attention and applause was that I wanted more city park benches in city parks, and I wanted more garbage bins to encourage people to put their garbage in garbage bins and not leave it on the streets.
An idea is to bring people into the process as much as possible. There's a lot of people who want to participate. There's people who are desperate to participate. We've seen lots of newspapers and websites all devoted towards getting ideas from the citizens, but we need to take that to the next level. We've demonstrated that people want to take part in their city. We've done that. We need to go farther. We need to give them an outlet where they can actually do that. We need to get people involved in their communities, and we need to give them the authority to actually enact changes and not simply sit at the table and say what they want and then have someone else make the decisions. People need to be at the tables deciding their own futures.
Well, I think one of the things that we really need to focus on is how we can build the city, regardless of where you're from, regardless of which part of Toronto you live. And the way to do that, I think, is for us to bear one thing in mind. At the end of the day, we're here for one thing, and that's to build a city that works, the city where everyone is proud to live, play, and shop and learn.
One idea is an idea called the Green Links Project, which is about using existing rail lines to implement a subway system and then covering the tracks with a green roof. This would allow the creation of artificial parks and a transit system at a lower cost than digging tunnels. What would I like to see? I would like to see visionaries in City Council thinking out of the box in how to address the issues we have without burdening the taxpayers, because there's just way too many brilliant individuals in the city, so that we could adapt the best of what's happening internationally and apply it locally.
I'd say let's really go out of the box and let's imagine TTC, park it somewhere and then park Google on the same whiteboard. How about a happy hour where every Torontonian can get on TTC without paying anything? Something that, just connects us to our transportation system. Bring everyone on board, period.
Change gon' come. Oh, yes it will.